A migrant has admitted to raping a 10-year-old boy at a public swimming pool in Vienna. The child had to be hospitalized while the attacker was arrested on the spot. The gruesome crime took place over 2 months ago, but Austrian police are only now releasing the details. The attacker is said to be a 20-year-old Iraqi refugee who arrived in Austria in September. He used to be a taxi driver. He says he has a wife and child back in Iraq. The attacker told police that he was acting on an urge which he called a sexual emergency. The man added that he realized what he did is forbidden in every country. He also added it was a huge mistake, likely to leave the boy traumatized for life. However, remorse apparently didn't set in until later, as after the raping, he reportedly went on swimming and jumping off the diving board. Well, RT's Laura Smith has travelled to the pool where the raping of the child took place.
It's business as usual at this swimming pool in southwestern Vienna, but this calm exterior belies a horrific incident that took place inside. The Viennese police have now released details of a 10-year-old boy being violently and brutally raped by an Iraqi refugee in the changing rooms here. The boy then, in tears, approached a lifeguard immediately afterwards, and the police were then called. But we understand that rather than fleeing the scene, the alleged rapist was in fact enjoying himself jumping repeatedly off the 3-metre diving board that's inside. Now, swimming pool workers are highly sensitive, not to say secretive. This is what happened when we tried to go inside.
It's okay, don't worry.
So I went to talk to some locals, and they said that this assault has changed the way that they view their amenities.
We used to bring our kids swimming at this pool, but 2 days ago we heard about the incident. After this sad story, we decided to stay away. It's the fault of the Austrian government because it took lots of refugees from the outside.
There are more migrants now than Austrian children and Austrian families at the moment, yeah. I observed this the last few times when I was here. There were really huge groups of migrant people.
You have to control more who gets into the country and who doesn't, or who has to go again.
Some locals we spoke to hadn't even heard about this brutal assault. It's really being widely reported on social media. But we spoke to the police, who told us what they knew.
The fact is that the rape of the 10-year-old boy occurred. It was confirmed after interrogation, and the court will proceed further with the case. The suspect is an Iraqi citizen who lives in Vienna and has refugee status.
The details of this crime are so bizarre. The Iraqi refugee reportedly said that he knew it was wrong, but his excuse was that he hadn't had sex in months. It happened in December, and details are only being released by the police now, which we understand is very unusual. Locals tell me that they think it's only being reported because there are migrants involved. And also the name of the boy and even of his lawyer are not known.
Officers said initially that they were protecting the victim by not releasing details of the crime. A spokesperson rebuffed suggestions that they held back information because a migrant was involved in the assault. But Laszlo Maratz from the University of Amsterdam has his doubts.
We see the same sort of pattern all the time. Migrants commit an offense, there are sexual molestations involved, or there is a robbery or a crime. And we all the time see that the authorities try to suppress this information, and the media is not reporting on it. The mainstream media tries to suppress and to cover up these data that are somehow violating the image that the migrants are all very nice people who can be trusted. Western Europe was the place where citizens were trusting their authorities. They were trusting their quality media. Now this all has become questionable, and it shows that the European way of life as we used to know it is changing.